Kia ora koutou katoa. Hope you're all keeping well. Just out for a walk on evening of day 3 of New Zealand's lockdown. Hope you're taking care of yourselves, looking after each other. It's been a pretty quiet day at our place. I've been working on my mandolin and my wife's been baking bread. And trying not to go stir crazy, in fairness. There's a fair bit of that going around. But in all seriousness, there was something I wanted to talk about this whole COVID-19 thing. If you're like me, you've turned on the news and you've heard journalists say in breathless tones, "This is unprecedented. These are unprecedented times." And for those of you who know me, I studied history at university. I know that that's not true. Every 100 years or so, there are plagues like this. There are disease outbreaks that rampage across whole nations and even across the world. That's not unprecedented. It's happened frequently throughout human history. But then it got me thinking, there actually are ways in which this is unprecedented. And the biggest one is this. 12 to 18 months, actually a bit less now, there will be a vaccine. It's not a matter of if, that's only a matter of when and which of the many companies and research labs around the world that are working on it right now will get there first. Right? Not if, when. As soon as that happens, COVID-19 becomes just another manageable disease. There is another way in which this is unprecedented. Our shops are still open. There's not going to be any food shortage over time. I mean, yeah, who wants to have to go to the store in the middle of a disease outbreak? There is that, but the food's going to be there. And hopefully the government's other assistance will help out with other things. And if you're like me and you've lost your job over this, well, things are a little bit more uncertain, but we live in an age in which, yeah, there are options. There is assistance for people who find themselves in this sort of tight patch. And that is unprecedented too in all of human history. There's never really been a time in which people who are out of work can reasonably expect to be looked after to the extent that we can be. So that's another thing that's unprecedented. And there's another thing too. There's a lot of stories saying there's not enough respirators, there's not enough ICU beds, panic, fear. Yeah, well, that may be true right now, but we live in the most productive era in human history. The factories of the world are retooling. There are many companies that are going to be building everything that's needed. Respirators, beds, medical supplies, you name it. Everything that's needed to make this treatable and manageable is going to start getting churned out, and pretty fast too. Right? And that's unprecedented. We live in an age when what we don't have can be created quickly, and it'll be cheap, relatively speaking. So, with all of the doom and gloom, with all of the fear-mongering and this is unprecedented, I want you to, every time you hear that word, I want you to stop and I want you to remember, yes, that this is unprecedented. This is the first time in human history we've had a pandemic and we've had the tools to deal with it. Yeah, there are going to be people who die and there are going to be lots of inconveniences and financial hurt and difficulties in the meantime, but the fear we're feeling now, unlike the fear our ancestors felt at the plague, it'll end. Just remember that. My wife and I tonight, we're going to say our prayers and we're going to thank the Lord that we live in the greatest golden age in human history. That this disease may not be unprecedented, but all of His blessings and tools given to us to deal with it, that is unprecedented. Catch you later. Peace.